everyone, welcome back to my channel. I trust you're well. So today I'm going to be talking about the 6 dietary changes that I made whilst I was doing Chloe Ting 14 days abs challenge. Alright, so let's get into it. So first thing I did was portion control. So I would only put a small amount of food in my plate, so I wouldn't put a big amount that would force me to finish it even whilst I'm full. I'll just put a small amount. Of course, I can always go back and get a little bit more if it's too small, but what that did for me was to prevent me overeating, if you get what I mean. So I only eat till I'm full and that's it. Second thing I did was to cut out unnecessary food. So I would ask myself 2 questions if I'm going to eat something. So the first thing is it necessary? So when I say is it necessary, so for example, your breakfast is necessary, your lunch is necessary, your dinner is necessary. So if I'm having any of those, that's fine. If I'm going to snack in between, then I have to ask myself, do I really need this food? Or I would just go for fruit like banana, strawberries, apple, anything of that nature. I would go for that instead. The second question I asked myself is this food going to help me towards my goal? So for example, yes, my breakfast is, I need it to function during the day. My lunch, I need it. My dinner, I need it. But something like, let's say cake, I don't need cake to survive, and it's not going to help me towards my goal, so I would not eat that food. Okay, so the third thing I also did was to cut out sugar or any bakery stuff. So things like bread, for example, they're notorious for causing your stomach to get bigger or to prevent you from losing weight. So things like bread, I kind of reduced my intake or cut out of my diet if I could. Also sugary food. So I've got a sweet tooth and I just love if you know me, you know I love my biscuits. That was one of the things I had to do with that. I completely stopped eating biscuit. I did not eat any biscuit whatsoever during the 14 days challenge. I think actually after a while, whilst I was craving biscuits, I made my own biscuits. However, I made it with oats. So I didn't put any sugar inside. I just used banana. So for example, if I was to make a smoothie, I would put banana inside instead of, like, let's say honey or sugar or anything of that nature. The fourth thing I did was to not drink any fizzy drink. Yes, so I would replace any fizzy drinks like lemonade. I just drank water. I had 2 liters of water a day, or even more if I felt the need to have more water. Water is really good for you. It cleanses your system. So I would drink a glass of water before I eat my meal and another glass after my meal. And before I knew it, I had the whole 2 liters throughout the day. And also, what water does for you is it helps you feel full as well. So you're not like having to eat too much because you've already drank water. You already kind of feel a little bit full, then you have your meal and then water at the end, and you know you're full up. You don't want to eat anything else after. Another thing you could do if you really think you're craving sugary drink is you can infuse your water. You can put lemon inside, you can put like strawberry or something inside just to give it a little bit of taste. But I would cut out anything like Coke or Fanta or lemonade, anything of that nature, just cut it out. The fifth thing I did was to cut out snacks. So no snacking, no biscuits or anything of that nature. Cut it out. What you could do is to replace it with like nuts, let's say like almond nuts. So I would have almonds, and what that help you with is you're cutting down your carbohydrate but putting on having more protein. So carbohydrate, too much carbohydrate is not good for you. You end up putting on a lot of weight. So cut out the carbohydrates and add and have protein instead. So that did me a whole lot of good. Instead of you snacking, another thing you could do is get busy. If you're busy, if you notice, on a busy day, you don't eat as much, but when you're just at home, you're not doing anything, you end up eating a lot. So whilst you're at home during this period, find something to do, get a hobby, Find something that you want to do that interests you. Start blogging, whatever it is. Keep yourself busy. Once you're busy, you tend to eat less. If you're not busy, you eat a lot. Move around. As you're moving around, you're losing weight. If you like dancing, play your favorite music or go on a playlist on YouTube and dance. And as you're dancing, you're shedding off that weight and you're losing calories. So just get busy. Last thing I did was to not eat dinner too late. Yes, don't eat your dinner too late. So I think the latest I would eat my dinner was like 7 or 7:30. Like I said, I've got kids and sometimes things don't go as planned. You might have to do something for them and that could kind of interrupt your day, but that's fine. So just at least if you set it to say, okay, it's between 7 and 7:30. If something happens, let's say one day and it goes over 7:30, it's not too much of an issue, but at least you know that you've already set it at the back of your mind that between 7 and 7:30, that's the time for dinner. What that helps you do is it gives you a long time for you to digest your food before you then go to bed. So if you eat 7:30 and you go to bed like 10, 11, you've had a good 4 hours to digest the food before you go to bed, and hence it won't convert into fat. All right, now let's get into, I'm just going to give you an example of what my meal in a day. So for example, my breakfast could probably be something like oats. I love oats because it helps me to feel full. So I would have oats. What I could put inside, I could put banana inside, I could put apple inside, I could put strawberries inside. Just make it fun and, you know, enjoyable to eat. And that keeps me really full and I won't need to snack between breakfast and lunch. Another example of breakfast that you could have is something like scrambled eggs. So you could do scrambled eggs with like spinach. So put spinach inside the scrambled egg and whip it up, and you know, that's your breakfast. If you like, you could add like brown bread to it, but I would say not more than 1 slice. Like remember, we're trying to cut down on the carbohydrates and bakery, so maybe 1 slice of brown bread and scrambled eggs with spinach. That would also do, and that will keep you full. An example of lunch would be just a small amount of rice but saturated with loads of vegetables. So you could have like carrot, you could have spinach. Just add a lot of vegetables to it and make sure that the vegetables is more than the rice. Another example of a lunch that I would have would be like potatoes and eggs. So that's also fine. But what I would do is, if I'm having, so I would think about my food as a whole. So I would have rice for lunch and maybe something with less carbohydrate for dinner. So an example of dinner would be, I could have like fish, not breaded fish, with salad. So just marinate the, season the fish, marinate it, put it in the oven, and then have it with salad for your dinner. Another dinner idea would be stir fry. So for a stir fry, make sure you have loads of vegetables and just a little bit of noodles, and make sure there's not too much oil. So just a little bit of oil, a lot of vegetables, a small amount of noodles inside, and that's your dinner. So yeah, I would have things like that. So I would space it out. Like I said, I could have like potatoes for lunch, and then stir fry for dinner, and rice for lunch, and maybe fish and salad for dinner. So just space it out in such a way that you're not having 2 big meals in a day, and make sure if you can, your dinner, let it be light. So my dinner would be something light. So yes, I hope this video has helped you and answered some of the questions that you have. Please do feel free to comment below. Let me know what kind of food that you're eating whilst you're trying to lose weight. That would also give me ideas and inspire me. I could incorporate it in my diet too. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message and I will reply. Do thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel. I will be doing another video that would probably show what food you could eat as a lactating mom. That would also help increase your milk supply. So thank you so much, and yes, bye.